know if you guys can tell, but I tried to match my eyeshadow to the unicorns on my shirt today. I always get asked if these are unicorns or if they're llamas, and I'm like, they're unicorns. Can't you see their horns? Hey y'all, it's Hannah and welcome back to my channel, or hi, hello if you are new here. If you are new here, hi, hello, and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you all my drugstore makeup recommendations because I know that times are tough for everybody right now with all the craziness that is going on. Maybe some of you out there don't have a lot of money to spend on makeup and you want to treat yourself, you want to get yourself some good products, and there are some really good affordable drugstore and drugstore priced makeup out there that is really worth your buck. So I'm going to run through them and tell you all of my favorites. All of this stuff can be found at your local drugstore, meaning like Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid. They can be found at Walmart. In fact, I actually have one item that I'm going to talk about that is exclusively only available at Walmart. Most of this stuff can be found at Target, Ulta, so I mean there's like a good variety of places that you can get this stuff from. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into this video. So I'm going to start out with the order that I normally do of my makeup in. So I normally do my eyes first, and then I'll go in and I'll do the rest of my face. So we're going to start out with the eyes, and then we'll go into the face products. So the very first eye product that I have is this eyebrow pomade. This is from Milani, and this is in the shade 01 Soft Brown. I really like eyebrow pomade. I know a lot of people don't like eyebrow pomade because they feel like it looks really boxy and it just looks horrible. But the reason why I like it is because I do have very thickish brows. I do, and I probably shouldn't use eyebrow pomade, but I do. But the reason why I do it is because right here in the middle of each one of my brows, I got a very bad wax job a couple of years ago. Didn't really work out to my favor, and for whatever reason my hair never grew back in the middle of my eyebrow. Like, I'm literally missing hair like in the middle of my eyebrow. So I like pomade because it's a little bit easier for me to run a brush through this and you kind of create hair like strokes. In fact, this part right here in the front, that is my natural hair, and then everything else is filled in with the pomade. I like the way that it looks. Yes, if you're not careful with it, you can end up with boxy brows. I have made that mistake before, but honestly, eyebrow pomade is not as bad as everybody makes it out to be. I really like it. Plus, it lasts you a super long time. I've had this container since December, and mind you, I pretty much wear makeup on a daily basis. There is a few days here and there where I won't wear makeup, but for the most part, I pretty much wear my makeup on a daily basis if I have time to do it. And the reasoning why I also like brow pomade is because, like I just mentioned, it lasts a long time. So it's not like eyebrow pencils where I was constantly purchasing eyebrow pencils. This is a lot easier to use for me specifically. I just really like it. I feel like other people would like it too if they would give it a shot. So that is my very first product recommendation, and this is only $6. Even though I have this palette right here, I'm not really specifically recommending this specific palette as much as I'm just referencing and recommending the brand. So if you want some really good eyeshadows from the drugstore, or if you want some good eyeshadows that are at drugstore prices, I recommend checking out BH Cosmetics. Now, BH Cosmetics is sold on their website. They're also sold at Ulta. The reason that I like them is because they have really fun, colorful eyeshadow palettes at really affordable prices. So if you're someone like me and you love your colorful eyeshadow, but you just don't have a lot of money to spend, definitely check out BH Cosmetics. Is the quality the greatest quality that I have ever tried? Honestly, no, it's not. Some of the shadows can be a bit chalky. Some of them can be a little hard to work with, varying what palette you use and what palette you buy from them. However, I have a good many of BH Cosmetics' palettes in my collection, and there's only like 2 palettes out of my whole palette collection that I have from BH Cosmetics that I absolutely do not like and do not use. All my other palettes I love and I use because they're workable, they're blendable, you have to take your time with them, but they're super pigmented. I actually used this palette today for my eyeshadow look. This is the Weekend Festival palette. This has 20 colors in it. You can get like palettes that have like 20 colors, 30 colors, even 40 colors for anywhere from like $20 to $15 to $10. So it's really not a bad price for what you get. I mean, the quality is there. You do have to work with some of these palettes, but they're phenomenal. I like them. I can't say enough of good things about BH Cosmetics. So that is the first eyeshadow brand that I'm going to recommend. Now, if you cannot order BH Cosmetics, or if you don't have an Ulta near you and you want to try something else, I also forgot to mention that I think BH Cosmetics, don't quote me on this, but I think they're also available at Target as well. But either way, if you don't have anyone near you that sells BH Cosmetics, or you don't have the money to order anything online, Profusion is another really great eyeshadow brand. Now, these I know you can find at Walmart, because all of my palettes that I have in my collection from Profusion, I have found at Walmart. So this is the Festival palette. Again, it's another colorful palette. This one has 35 shades. This one, I believe, was $13, and their price range is anywhere from $20 to $10 to $5. I freaking love Profusion. They are so pigmented, so buttery, so smooth, so easy to use. They have incredible matte shades to use. The only shadow in this palette that gives me a fit is the shade Sunny, and that is that yellow shade, but yellows are just hard to work with in general. All the other shades in this palette are amazing. I love how you got your neutrals, and then you got your colorfuls. So definitely check out these two eyeshadow brands. Now I have a mascara and an eyeliner recommendation. So I have one little product recommendation that I don't have with me at the moment. So it's just going to kind of be an honorary mention, and that is the L'Oreal Paris Lash Paradise Mascara. I love that mascara. That is one of my favorite mascaras ever from the drugstore, because it gives your lashes a lot of volume, which I really love. However, I have tried that mascara and have repurchased that mascara so many times that I was kind of like, you know what, you need to take a break from that, and you need to repurchase other things and give other things a chance as well. So I rediscovered the Maybelline The Falsies Mascara. This one is only $5, and I used to use this when I was in high school. I really like it because it has a curved wand, so it kind of dips down. I like that each bristle is a different length. This mascara also gives you a lot of volume, and it gives you a lot of length. I like the fact that the wand is the way that it is, because it really gets in there right into those little inner corner lashes, and it really gets those, and it kind of lengthens those out. It does amazing on the lower lash line as well. I also really like their double-ended mascara. This also the Falsies. It's called the Falsies Double-Ended, and on one side it has a wand for your upper lashes, and on the other side it has a wand for your lower lashes. That one's really good as well, and I used to use that one a ton. I used to go back and forth between this one and that one, and this is a non-waterproof formula, so this is a washable formula. I hate waterproof mascara. Do not buy waterproof mascara, because it's actually really bad for your lashes, because it's really hard to get off, and a lot of times it actually ends up breaking off your lashes. That's happened to me multiple times, so do not make the same mistake that I have done and purchase a waterproof one. So this eyeliner that I have been really enjoying, this is from LA Colors. This is from the dollar store, but honestly, it's really good. And this is their Auto Eyeliner in the shade of white. The reason why I like it is because it's a white eyeliner, but it's not a super starky, harsh white. It's just a really nice, subtle white. It's not super pigmented, which I love because it's really buildable in that same sense. It's also kind of got like a pearl finish to it. So it's not a full-on matte, but it doesn't have glitter or anything like that in it. It just has a nice little sheen. I like it. I'm wearing it right now in my waterline because I like how it just makes your eyes look a little bit bigger and more awake. You should always use a white or a nude in your waterline. You should never ever use a black or a brown because it just makes your eyes look a little bit smaller and it just makes everything look really harsh. I used to use black back in the day, but now I don't anymore. Move on to the face. So I was a little bit confused about what foundation I wanted to recommend to you guys because honestly, I've been trying this one and I've been using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. However, I finally settled on this one. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation. I'm in the shade L20 Fair Ivory. I really love this foundation, especially since it's getting warmer outside and I'm spending a lot more time outside underneath my little shelter that I have and just out in the pool deck and just different things like that because I kind of like to wear a little bit something over my sunscreen because I don't like the way that sunscreen feels on my face by itself. So a lot of times I'll put like a foundation on over the top. I'm really weird, I know, but I like this one because it doesn't break up on my face at all in the heat, which is why I really recommended this foundation because it does not break up. It lasts a super long time. I believe this has a 12-hour wear. I've actually gotten 13 hours wear out of this foundation. Like, I'm not even kidding you guys, and it looks so soft and just so flawless. I love how it's a full coverage foundation. It is a medium to full coverage, so medium is where your blemishes and your freckles can kind of still peek through a little bit, but if you want a full coverage, meaning you don't want any of that stuff showing, you definitely can build it up to that intensity. I love how lightweight feeling it feels on the skin. It doesn't feel like I have anything on whatsoever. I also really like the fact that this is a matte finish foundation because, as you all know, I have super oily skin, and I just like that even though it's a matte foundation, it still looks like skin. It still looks really pretty. It still looks really soft. I know it probably looks really good on camera, but it's one of those foundations that it also looks really good and really nice and natural in person, which is something that I'm always on the hunt for, something that I can wear both on camera when I'm doing YouTube and then off camera when I'm doing my daily life. So I like the fact that I can wear this for both. So 10 out of 10, I would recommend this foundation. I believe it's around $11 or $12. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it has a good shade range as well. Like, they have tons of shades to choose from. They have something for everybody. So you definitely should give this foundation a chance. Concealer that I have been really loving and really enjoying is just the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. Now, I know that they just released a hydrating one. I haven't tried that one yet, but I have the matte one right here. This does an amazing job at concealing your dark circles because it is so full coverage, but I actually really like this for concealing blemishes because it is so full coverage. It has a nice, giant, big sponge tip applicator. I really like the concealer. The only thing that I will say about it, and I think that this is a reason that a lot of people don't like it, is because it is so thick that I've noticed that some people kind of use a little bit too much of this. This is definitely a product that I do not apply straight out with the applicator. How I like to apply this concealer is I like to just kind of take the applicator, I'll dot a little bit of it onto the back of my hand, I'll take my ring finger, I'll kind of dab it in, and then I'll just kind of take it and very lightly dab it onto my under eye area. That's how I like to use it, and I feel like you use a very thin amount of product when you use it with that method because this is so full coverage and so thick that you only need just a tiny little bit of it. So if you have this concealer and you're someone that really wasn't enjoying it because you didn't like the thickness of it, try using my method by just using a very thin amount of it, and I promise you, you will love it. It is only $6. I highly recommend it. I cannot wait to try the hydrating one because I've heard amazing things about that one. So, yeah, e.l.f. really knocked it out of the park with this one. This is the product that is exclusively only available at Walmart, and this is the only face powder I probably will keep on using because I really like it. It is a really good face powder. This is from Hard Candy. This is their Translucent Loose Sheer Envy Setting Powder. This is an amazing under eye powder because it does not make my under eye concealer crease whatsoever. I really like it. It is a nice thin formula, so it's not super heavy. I like the fact that it doesn't give me a white cast either, which is also something that I was really struggling with at the drugstore. I might try the Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder because I've heard some okay-ish things about that one, but for the most part, I really like this one. It keeps me matte for a super long time as well because I kind of set my forehead with it as well. I really like it. It's not a super heavy powder, but it does a really good job at really setting everything in place and really mattifying the skin. So if you have super oily skin like I do and you're having a hard time finding a good setting powder, I really recommend this one. The only thing that I don't like about it is the packaging. And the reason that I hate the packaging is because the sifter to this powder doesn't really do a good job. So when you open it, powder kind of goes everywhere because the sifter is just a hot mess. As you can see, like, powder is literally everywhere because that sifter does not do a good job at keeping that powder in there. But other than that, though, I really like it. It also comes in a really big container, so it lasts a super long time. I've had this one since January, and I've barely made a dent in it, and like I said, I pretty much use my makeup on a daily basis, so I'm really impressed with it. Even though it's a thin powder, a little bit of it goes a super long way. So yeah, if you're in the market for a really good setting powder, check out this one. It's only $5. This is probably the bougiest thing that I have ever bought at the drugstore, but it is worth every single penny, and I'm so sorry to myself that I have not purchased this sooner because of the price tag. This is $15. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Now, I did not pay $15 for this bronzer. I actually snagged mine up at Walmart when it was on clearance. It was on clearance for $9. And I'm really happy that I splurged and got this because this is a beautiful, beautiful bronzer. This is the only bronzer from the drugstore that I genuinely enjoy. It has a beautiful sheen to it. It is not a matte bronzer. It is a kind of a little bit more on the satinier side, but it just looks so nice and natural on the skin. I'm wearing it today. I tried to wear as many of these products as I could on my face so that way you guys could see how everything just looks on the skin. It blends out beautifully onto the skin as well. I just love it. It smells like coconuts, and I love the smell of coconuts. It makes me happy and makes me remind me of the beach. It's also a really big container as well. I've had this one for a while, and I have a lot of bronzers in my collection, so I kind of shift out my bronzers that I'm using, but this is an amazing bronzer. They have a multitude of different shades in the range as well. I just have the original bronzer shade, but they have tons of bronzers. If you're a little bit more fairer, they have bronzers. If you're a little bit more on the deeper side, they have bronzers. If you're a little bit more on the medium spectrum. So they have a bronzer out there for everybody. The only one that I probably would steer away from is they have this one that's called a golden bronze, and it has straight chunks of like gold glitter in it. That one is a huge no-no just because of the gold glitter. It just looks awful. It does not blend onto the skin properly at all, but I really recommend all of the other ones, particularly this one. I really didn't know what blush I wanted to talk about because I don't know, but recently I have been really into blushes, and I've been trying and buying a lot of different blushes, but I finally decided to settle on this one. This is the Essence Mosaic Blush. This is in the shade All You Need Is Pink. The reason why I like it is because, as you can see here, it has little gradient and little pieces of different shades of pink in this blush. And when you swirl your brush into it, all those different shades just kind of mesh together, and it makes this really pretty pink shade of blush on your cheeks. I really like it. It also has really, really finely milled bits of glitter in it, so it kind of has a little bit of a sheen to it. I like the naturalness of it. I like how it looks on the cheeks. I just really like it. I think it's a really pretty blush. It is a nicely pigmented blush as well. It's not super pigmented. You definitely can build it up, which is why I like it, because I don't like it when blushes are super pigmented. I like when they're kind of lightly pigmented. That way I can kind of build it up and get it to the opacity that I want it to be. So I really recommend this blush. It's only $3, and you can pick this up at Target or Ulta or even Essence.com. For a highlighter, I knew I had to talk about this because this is my favorite highlighter ever. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighter Powder. This is in the shade of Blossom Glow. I'm wearing it today. Like I mentioned, I try to wear everything so that way you guys can see how it looks on the skin. This is a really pretty highlighter that has a really pretty pink iridescent shimmer to it. I really like it. It is perfect if you have really fair skin like I do, because it's just a super blinding, beautiful highlight. I absolutely love it. I reach for it all the time. They had a multitude of different shades in this range, so if you don't really like this one, don't worry. They have others to choose from as well. They're a very nice, very soft powder. They're very easy to use. They blend out onto the skin like a dream, but I will warn you though that they are a very intense highlight, as you probably can tell. So if you're not about that life, this highlighter is not for you. However, I love me a good intense highlight moment, so I don't mind this whatsoever. This is only $4, and you can pick this up anywhere that Wet n Wild is sold. Cover all my bases with the lip products. I know I have some people out there who love lip gloss, so I have 2 different shades to talk about. I know that I have my people out there who love liquid lipstick, so I've got a liquid lipstick brand recommendation. I know I have people out there who just enjoy a plain old good old regular tube of lipstick, so don't worry, I have you covered there as well. So let's go ahead and talk about these lip products, because honestly, this was the hardest thing to choose to talk about, because I could sit here for like 9 million hours talking about lip products at the drugstore, because there's some really good options out there that you don't have to spend a lot of money on. So let's begin with these lip glosses. These are from NYX. These are the butter glosses. I have the shade Creme Brulee. Creme Brulee is a little bit more on the sheer side. This one's not really that pigmented at all, but it is just a really pretty soft pink color. The reason that I love the butter glosses is because they're very moisturizing on the lips. They're not sticky, so that is why I enjoy them. They don't have glitter in them. They just look like a really good wet gloss, which is why I like them. I also have the shade Angel Food Cake. Now, in the container, it looks like it's kind of going to be a mauve color, but it's actually more of like a berry, but it's still really pretty nonetheless. This one's a little bit more pigmented, so you can build this one up to the color that you want it to be, and to be however much pigmented that you want it to be. So if you're in the market for a really good non-sticky lip gloss, I really recommend checking out these. They're only $5, and they have a ton of colors to choose from. They even have blue. So if that's your thing and you like to have blue lip gloss, or if you like to have green lip gloss or black lip gloss, they got you covered. Talk about liquid lipstick. So I'm not really a super big fan of liquid lipstick. Liquid lipstick is more something that I'll reach for on a day that I need or want my makeup to last a really long time. If I don't need it to last a super long time, then I'll just use a regular lipstick, or I'll use a lip gloss. I won't even touch liquid lipstick unless I need my makeup to last a really long time, particularly my lip color. However, this is a really good brand of liquid lipstick, so if you're in the market for a really good stay-proof liquid lipstick from the drugstore, I can't say enough good things about the Wet n Wild Mega Catsuit liquid lipsticks. This one's in the shade of Missy and Fierce. This is my favorite red of all times because it's just that really pretty cherry red. It is super opaque. It is super pigmented. One swipe, you're done. I love the applicator as well because it's really easy to line your lips and then fill in your lips with it as well. These last a super long time on the lips. They don't wear off or anything like that. They are very drying on the lips though. They are super drying. So I probably wouldn't use these on an everyday basis, but again, like I said, if you're someone that needs a lip color to last a really long time for an occasion or just an event or anything like that, and you don't have a lot of money to spend, definitely go check out the Wet n Wild Mega Catsuit liquid lipsticks. These are only $5 or $6. I can't really remember off the top of my head how much these cost, but they're definitely not that expensive. They also have a wide variety of shades as well. And again, if you're into really crazy colors like purples and blues and greens, they got you covered. My very last lip product to talk about is a traditional lipstick, and this is a lipstick brand that my mom has always used. This is a lipstick brand that my grandmother has always used. So I've known a lot of women in my area that have used this lipstick brand for a very long time. This is the Revlon Super Lustrous Lipstick, and this lipstick line has been around for over 60 years. So there's a reason why this lipstick line has been around for that long, and that is because They are always changing the game with these lipsticks. Hashtag not sponsored. I just really love these lipsticks, and I just really want to talk about them. So, if you want a good old traditional lipstick, this is the route that you need to go. These are $4.48, and they're not bad at all. They have a multitude of different finishes. They have a multitude of different shades. I also really like too, and these are like my favorite lipsticks to look at whenever I go to like Walmart or Target, because they always have them organized by shade. Like they'll always have all the reds with the reds, the berries with the berries, the nudes with the nudes, the pinks with the pinks, and I love it. I just love sitting there and just looking at it. It's just so satisfying to me because I'm really OCD, and I just really like how all of the shades are just together. There's no like all this craziness over here and this craziness over there. But anyway, I really like these lipsticks, and they are amazing. Like I said, they have a multitude of different finishes. So they have creams, which is what this one is. They have a shimmer. I don't really like the shimmers because they have huge chunks of glitter in them. And then they have mattes. I've never tried a matte, but the only two that I've tried are the creams and the shimmers. Now, a cream isn't a full-on glitter situation. It's kind of more like a satin finish. And I really like how comfortable these lipsticks are to wear because they're very, very creamy. I like that they last a super long time on the lips as well. If I had to recommend a finish to get, I would recommend getting a cream because the creams last forever on your lips. You don't have to quickly go out and retouch these up. I have the shade Pink in the Afternoon right here. The reason that I bought this shade particular is because this is a dupe for the lipstick that Audrey Hepburn wore in Breakfast at Tiffany's. That's one of my favorite movies. And Audrey Hepburn is one of my favorite old Hollywood actresses. So I really needed this lipstick for that reason. But yeah, I've gotten so much use out of this lipstick. I love it. It is a really pretty, kind of peachy pink lipstick. And this is a really pretty color. I wear it year round. I can't say enough good things about it. They don't have a scent either, which I really like that because sometimes I like for my lip products to have a scent, but sometimes I don't. And in this situation, I'm really happy that they don't have a scent because I don't know why, but I just don't always like a scent. So now that you have all of your drugstore products on, you probably need to set your makeup in place. Now, this isn't a particularly drugstore brand, but it's in a drugstore pricing range. This is the Morphe X Jeffree Star Continuing Setting Mist. Now, I like both formulas of the setting spray. I like the original, and then I also like the Jeffree Star one. This one smells like berries, and I don't mind it. It doesn't really bother me because the scent kind of goes away after a little bit on your face. However, the reason that I like it and the reason that I recommend it is because it's in an aerosol can, so it's got a really nice fine mist to it, and it really does a good job at locking your face in place all day and setting it in place and making sure that your makeup lasts all day and it doesn't go anywhere. That is the purpose of a setting spray, and this lasts a super long time as well because it's a brewed can. It's only $16, which isn't bad. So if you're in the market for a really good setting spray, I definitely recommend checking out this one. You can pick this up off of Morphe's website. You can pick this up off of Ulta.com. So it's a really good setting spray that you definitely need in your life. Alright everyone, so that is it for my drugstore recommendations. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up down below. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there as well, because I'm here for you with new videos every Thursdays, Saturdays, and Mondays at 6 or 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, don't forget to give me a follow over on social media as well, so that way you can keep up with me, keep tabs on me, and keep a lookout for when I post and upload new videos. And so, yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope that you all did enjoy it, and I hope that you all have fun going out there and purchasing your drugstore makeup. Let me know what are your drugstore favorite makeup products down below, because I would really love to know. And so, yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you all in Monday's video. Bye, my little unicorn.